We are gonna try and level up our outdoor cooking. So we picked up this little tiny, it's a cute little baby Dutch oven. And this is by Stansport, and it is a little 2-quart Dutch oven. It's just big enough for 2 of us. We're gonna try and cook some bread in it, because why else would you just try bread the very first thing? We're also gonna try some chicken and dumplings in this tonight for dinner. Oh, I also wanted to say that we're camped at the beach, and when we rolled into this place, it's like just as we turned the corner, there's VW van, VW van, VW van, and it turns out they're having a meetup here, and there has to be 50 plus vans here. It's pretty awesome, and they're some of the oldest ones I've ever even seen there.
There's one here that has this little mini itty bitty pop up right in the middle of the van.
Oh, this one has the best color. I like this one the best.
After raining for a couple days, the sun is finally out. We ended up going with the Stansport instead of the Lodge because it was primarily quite a bit cheaper, but it seems to be the same quality built. And this one has legs, so it's going to be sitting up off the briquettes. Since this is cast iron and it's heavy, and it does have some sharp edges, and Greg is a little crazy on those corners, we ended up getting a bag to protect it. It does have a stretchy bit, so you can tighten it down on there. It's got some extra pockets in here, and it's canvas, so it should protect the van from Greg's crazy driving, and or just me setting it down, unfortunately, in a bad position. This pot does come pre-seasoned, but since it's new, I did give it a good washing and scrubbing, and then once it was all dried out, I ended up adding some more oil into it, so it's ready to be used.
We did pick up this Stansport pot lifter because the briquettes are going to be sitting around this lip, and this thing is all molten hot, so it'd be easy to pick up, and it's pretty straightforward to use. It just goes under the lid and gives you a safe place to be able to take it on and off if we want to check our bread, and that way you don't burn your fingers. I'm going to use one of our little fire pits to start the briquettes in. We're not briquette experts, so I'm hoping this will work. A big bag. Briquettes, and then we also made sure to bring these metal tongs so we can pick up the briquettes and stick them on the pot. We watched a few people online and like that how they were choosing how many briquettes to use. You just basically load up this top with as many as it'll hold around the edge, and then same goes with the bottom, and so that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna measure out how many actually fit on the top. One thing they did say was make sure you get briquettes that don't have lighter fluid in them, because make sure food tastes all nasty. Okay. Since we're at the beach, here comes the Coast Guard. If you haven't spent any time at the Oregon beaches, you'll see those guys flying. Probably every couple hours they do passes. So if you are drone people, make sure you're either not flying your drone or very, very cautious, as these guys are super low. So it said to put oil on 2 paper towels. Ooh, so we'll do that. All right, let's go get the lighter. All right, we'll give that a start, and we'll see if that gets them started.
And for the bread recipe, I found a quick, no-knead recipe. Unfortunately, it's not a no-rise, so I still have to let it rise. But we're gonna use flour, yeast, salt, and warm water. Okay. Need 2 cups of flour. Now, if we were at home, I would measure it out perfectly using the knife and making sure it's perfect. But such a small space, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Our 2 cups. It calls for 3/4 teaspoon salt, and it says to put the salt on one side and the yeast on the other side, and then slowly mix it. And I thought that this is probably about the exact amount you need, but I'm gonna measure it out just to be on the safe side. So actually there's quite a bit more in there. So it says to mix the yeast side of the flour mixture, and then mix the salt side of the flour mixture, and then mix it all together. That way the salt doesn't go directly right onto the yeast. It calls for 1 cup of warm water. Not too hot, not too cold, because that will kill the yeast. We warmed up some water in the microwave, and we'll measure it out. And then we're gonna slowly mix it in. Does this seem like a very messy process? Yes, it does. We have a bread maker at home, and that is such a much easier process than this. Let the machine do all the work. Come to find out, we do not have saran wrap. So we are gonna take a bag Luckily, we had this very large rubber band. I think that should work. We'll see. Since it is still cold outside, but the van is a little bit warmer than out there, we're gonna keep it here on the counter so it gets a little bit of the sun. We've actually had a few breaks in the clouds today. So here's hoping it rises. It's been an hour and a half, so let's check out the bread. It's not gonna look the prettiest. I think it's doubled in size-ish. We'll see how it goes. Let's sprinkle some flour onto it, it says. I mean, it came out pretty easy, which is good. The briquettes are slowly heating up, so hopefully within a half an hour they will be ready to go. That kind of looks like a nice bread loaf. It's been 30 minutes, the briquettes are ready to go. We're gonna transfer the dough onto the tin foil and then put it out there. Okay, here we go.
Our pot is all warmed up. We have our briquettes. Oh, they look like they're nice and ready.
Okay, so we're taking half out because Greg thinks it's too big, and we'll see how that goes. So we just got the extra dough. Okay, put the lid on.
This pot is super hot. Okay. You know the briquettes are done when they turn white like that. So we're gonna take them and load them around the rim. And I think I'm gonna start another batch of briquettes while these are going, because I just don't know how long these will last. So with this, we're gonna start a new batch. Let's go get some more. Put some new ones on there. The recipe calls for 40 minutes. No idea what it's gonna do here. This thing was super hot when we started it, so maybe that'll cut the time down. I don't know. We'll check it in 30. All right, it's been 30 minutes. Fire's finally going. Maybe briquettes those started right up. All right, let's see what we got. 30 minutes. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. That looks good. I have no idea if it's done. Let's go consult the Kelly. So it's kind of brown, so I need you to come look.
Okay. I can really feel the heat coming off of these.
Yeah, there's a lot of heat even coming off of this stuff. So I replaced a couple of these that burnt down. You can see this is after 35 minutes. There's still chunks of them left. So these last a long time. And then these are the new ones I started, which are already almost burnt down. So note to self, don't start them so soon. All right, here we go.
Ooh, that looks that looks good.
Poke it.
Oh. I'd say we take it out.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
It looks really good. Let it cool down.
Yeah.
See if we can get it off.
All right, so let's start the chicken and dumplings. Instead of chicken, we are using soy curls. We're rehydrating right now. That will take about 5 minutes, and then we will add the peas and potatoes and corn along with the vegetable broth, and then we'll add the dumplings. So let's go add some flour to the mixture.
Here's our flour. It seems like a lot. Okay, take this lid off. Ooh.
And this is so it's going to thicken up the liquid.
That's good.
Add the vegetable broth to it.
Okay, let's add in our soy curls. And the rest of our veggies. Those look pretty good. And the seasoning's already in there. We weren't sure about the 2-quart size and how it'll do, but that is perfect. And that way when we have our biscuits in here, they should rise up without hitting the top. Let's put the lid back on. It's burned down pretty quick.
Oh. And then we'll put the lid back on, and then these will cook.
I ended up starting a new batch because I didn't know how long this was going to take. But these are about ready, and I'm going to stick some more underneath.
Oh, I think it might be done. I've not ever seen, oh, you know what's happening? Because normally the tops of the biscuits or the dumplings don't get brown like that, but I bet you they're touching the top of the pan lid.
So I think we need to leave the lid off for a while.
Yeah.
Cook for a little bit longer. Ooh, it looks really good though.
It looks really good though. That's totally why. It's because of the lid. Yeah, that looks good. This fire pit with the little briquettes, it's putting off a lot of heat. It's quite nice actually.
And here's our sad little fire. We'll just sit around the briquettes. We think this is getting close to done, so we're gonna dump all these briquettes off of here so we can still cover our food, because we're gonna leave it sitting just outside the van. So just a little quick review of this pot lifter. It works very well. It's pretty simple, does its job. So you can see underneath, if I lift this up, it was sitting on a little bit of coals. You can see how I took it off the heat and immediately stopped boiling.
Yeah. You probably want to use the pot lifter though for carrying the pot. You probably go get a pot holder, yeah?
Yeah, whatever. This thing is hot. We'll dish up and then put it back outside.
Okay, go for the middle piece. We don't have a ladle.
I like how they got crispy on top.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
Let's check out this bread. And then we have our 99-cent kitchen knife here. Moment of truth. Ooh, look at that. Test the sponginess, not too stodgy. Can you tell we've been watching British Bake Off? At least that's one of Kelly's favorite shows. Tested. I give this an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe a 9.
If you're interested in the little pot and the lid lifter, we'll put those links in the description below. I think for our first time using briquettes on this little pot, I think it worked out really well, especially on the bread. As far as weight goes, of course it is cast iron, so it is a little bit heavier, but nothing too crazy. I think the 2 quarts is like the perfect size for the both of us. It's gonna be great for making desserts too. When it comes to the lid, it was nice that it had that little lip around the edge, so it was able to keep those briquettes all in place, not having to worry about it spilling over. And of course the legs were high enough up so Greg was easily able to slide those briquettes right underneath it. Overall, I think it was really a great purchase. The temperature has gotten really cold, so let's put on the heat. So it says it's 56 in here, so go watch this video next. You can find us at exploretrekadventure.com, and we'll see you next time.